struggling with my marriage, kind of your typical, I'm struggling to feel loved, he doesn't feel respected.
And I'm going to ask this in a rude way. Are you lovable?
I think so. I like myself.
Okay. Is he respectable?
That's why I'm struggling.
Ta-da! What up, what up, what up, what up? This is John with the Dr. John Delony Show. So glad that you're with us. Talking about your mental and emotional health and your marriages and your relationships, whatever you got going on in your life. I've had way too much coffee today, so I'm talking too fast. So if you're thinking, what is happening to my listening device? It's me. It's not your device. You may want to back it down to 1.5, 1.25, so we can have a regular conversation today. All right. Hey, if you want to be on the show, give me a buzz at 1-844-693-3291 or go to johndelony.com/ask. A-S-K. Let's roll out to the surface of the sun and talk to Lauren in Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, Lauren, what's up?
Well, you are correct, Dr. John. It is the surface of the sun out here. It is hot. I am excited to be talking to you today.
I am more excited to be talking to you. So what's up?
Well, thank you. Well, kind of struggling with my marriage, kind of your typical, I'm struggling to feel loved. He doesn't feel respected, kind of stuff. And so my question is...
can I ask you a question at the very beginning? Sure. I've always wanted to do this.
Sure.
And I'm going to ask this in a really in a rude way.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you lovable?
I think so. I like myself.
Okay.
I've worked pretty hard to be someone I like.
Is he respectable?
That's why I'm struggling.
Ta-da! All right, so why is he not respectable? You already called, so just cannonball, sister. Just jump off the top.
I know. Well, so he's to be fair, he struggles with depression and anxiety and some emotional disorders.
Does he do the hard work to go work on those things?
Not. He says he's working on them, but not I don't see that hard work that I would expect.
Okay.
I'm trying to get him to go see somebody for therapy and work on some of this stuff. But it's hard to get somebody to go to therapy who doesn't want to go.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. So give me some examples of let's take the diagnostics and put them aside. Has he been clinically diagnosed before?
Yes, he is clinically diagnosed.
Okay. And he just doesn't want to do any of the work to head into the light?
Well, I don't know. That's what's so confusing sometimes is he says he does.
Behavior's a language. What's he doing?
I know you say that all the time. But he also has ADHD.
I do too. It doesn't matter. I see a lot. I do a lot of work. Doesn't matter.
That's part of the struggle. Sorry.
I struggle with clinical anxiety. I struggle with clinical OCD, and I'm not better than anybody, but I do at least value myself and my family enough to do the work.
Yeah, and that's kind of my struggle. I know it's hard for you to focus. It's hard for you to remember, but these things need done, and then he'll just forget. That's a really big thing is he's always forgetting about everything. And so I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders for the kids and the house, the responsibilities and all that. And so trying to get him to help me is a Herculean task. And
when someone struggles mightily with ADHD, we don't do a very good job of talking about the other side of that coin. What is the one or two things that he lasers in on and can focus in an unfathomable way?
Yeah, he does do that. So he hyper focuses on woodworking or gardening.
Okay. So for some reason, woodworking and gardening have become priority over wife, house, kids.
100%.
And so it's not a matter, I don't want everything to get rolled off and blamed on diagnostics. It wasn't until my wife told me, I feel less loved when you are late all the time, that I finally got it.
Okay.
Right?
I have said things like that.
No, I know you have. I want you to point out it's not the diagnostic that's the problem here.
Fair.
That diagnostic is just the way a body responds to chaos. It's the way a body responds to stress. So underneath all of that, I have to do the things to have a less chaotic and less stressful life. Those are choices I make, and they're hard.
Yeah.
But you're worth that. Your kids are worth that.
And that's why I'm having such a hard time is like I want to improve my marriage. I don't want him to feel like I don't respect him. And so I'm like, how do I show him respect when I'm struggling to find things that are respect worthy?
You can't. You can't make the sky purple. It's just blue. And marriage, unfortunately, has to be built with two people. And he is looking at you saying, I'm not interested in building something new. I'm interested in my tomatoes. And my peppers. You've been working a long time on this, haven't you?
Yeah, it's yeah, really long.
What is your or what moment?
Sorry, what do you mean? Can you explain a little more?
Yeah. Like you have to change or what? Here's a good example in my house. It doesn't have to be divorce. One morning I wandered out to go to church and I was like 15 minutes late. My wife was gone. She drove herself. And I was pretty embarrassed. But her or what moment was, I'm not going to be late anymore because when I walk into an auditorium of people, I feel like everybody's looking at me. I feel uncomfortable. And I've told you that I feel less than when we show up places late. So I'm just going to go. Not going to bother you about it. I'm going to make peace with my reality. I'm going to choose reality in my life. I'm choosing reality as my husband would rather get a workout in and sit there and eat breakfast and read his phone and read a book and whatever else. More than make sure that his wife feels safe. She drove herself. And then I had a choice to make.
That's kind of where like I'm at, and I have voiced that to him where I'm like, here's what I need. Here's what's got to happen.
And he has looked at you with his actions and said, I don't care. So now the move, it's your chess move. What's your move?
I don't know.
Well, if you're going to stay in the marriage, then you have to decide. Then I've got to come up with a system for managing the house. And I've got to come up with a system for managing these kids. That's you just choosing reality.
And what if my systems to manage it all make him upset?
Then he gets to make a grown-up choice. You can participate or you're welcome to leave.
Okay, fair.
We have an obsession with fidelity being about intercourse with other people. Fidelity is way bigger than that. Fidelity is like you can cheat on your spouse with work or the golf course or with alcohol or with fishing. I mean, you can cheat on your spouse with I am going to just simply be a leech on this relationship, a parasite. It will be all about me. And when anything in my little ecosystem gets disrupted, I'm going to cause a scene. That's not being a person of fidelity. And so in your husband's cashed out.
Okay.
And then how dare he blame you for having to make new systems to keep the house afloat. And for whatever it's worth, I'll remember till the day I die, a conversation in my backyard with my wife in Central Texas when I said, I feel like you have built an entire life that doesn't include me. And her response was, John, I had to. You're too anxious. You're not doing anything about it. Everything is chaotic. Everything is spun up. You don't sleep. You wander around the neighborhood. You wander around the house. And she was right. And that started a slow, painful journey back into why is my body responding like this? I'm throwing a lot at you. Talk to me.
Well, a lot of what you said is like some similar conversations that my husband and I have had where, he's like, he just doesn't feel a part of our family. And I'm like, I want you to be like, and I'll invite him to like come be with me and the kids and come do things with me and the kids. But he doesn't necessarily want to, or, he just wants to have the option to not necessarily come. He doesn't want to be expected to be there. And
yeah, that's cowardice, Lauren. That's cowardice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's part of the problem is I want to respect my husband. Like I really do. Like I want that obviously. But it's just like he keeps doing behaviors that are like, how do I respect that?
Yeah. So the last ditch, if I were you, I would hand him here's what respect looks like for me. Give him a map. And that might feel elementary, but here's where we are. In counseling, we call it the one up and the one down position. You can lead a house from the one up position. That's usually, not always. I know women who are like this, but it's often men who beat their chest and yell and scream to get their way. That's the one up. And they kind of just bully their way through the world. But you can also bully your way through the world from the one down position. Mm-hmm. You may have people in your life that's like, oh, well, okay, well, I guess I just won't eat then. Then y'all just go ahead. You know what? I'll just stay here since there's no room in the car. And you're like, shut up, right? That is, I'm going to get what I want. I'm just going to kind of just be drippy about it.
Yeah.
Both of those are bully tactics to get what you want without having to cooperate and co-manage and be vulnerable and love and create something with somebody else. It's a selfish way of living. Somebody who wants to be invited so they can tell you, I don't want to go. Good God, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, maybe we've just are surfacing a generation of men who are having kids and are finding themselves 10 years in. They had no model growing up. And they think respect is about feelings, not about action. So cool. Here's a map. Here's what respect looks like. A guy that gets up and goes for a walk, a guy who gets up and exercises, a guy who gets up and makes the bed. Respect looks like a guy who's got a full-time job. Respect is a guy who, if you hurt your back, if you have ankle injuries, or you have anxiety and ADHD and depression, you go do what you need to do to become well and whole. That's the job. And by the way, respect isn't like David Goggins, like crush it and kill it. Yesterday, I hurt myself. I hurt myself lifting. I hurt my back. And my wife said this morning, please do all of us a favor and don't go in there and try to. And I said, I know, I got it. Because respect looks like actually backing off my workout today. I worked out less, right? You see what I'm saying? But it's about doing the thing that's going to keep you whole.
Right.
Respect looks like, I need your help with the kids. Respect looks like, on Monday nights, we eat at home. On Tuesday nights, we go out. We're just going to be clear for a little while. Here's what you got to be willing to, ready for. He might look at you and just say, no, I'm not doing any of this.
Yeah. And it'll probably make him feel really bad to do that. But I think that's a good idea.
I think his whole life is being led around the nose by his feelings.
Yeah.
And his feelings aren't telling him the truth, and his little feelings are about to cost him everything. He can say what he wants, but he's got to act. And by the way, that applies to you too. You can sit there and have conversation after conversation about I'm not going to and I'm not going to, but your behavior is a language too, and what you keep telling him is, yeah, actually I am. I'm gonna talk a big game, but I'm not gonna actually do anything different. And your behavior is a language too. And by the way, in all of this, and I know you know this, I don't want to kick you while you're down, but your kids are just absorbing. That's what men look like. That's what husbands look like. This is what marriage looks like. Ugh. And they deserve a different picture also. But I'd give them a roadmap. I'd give them some really clear in writing. Here's what respect looks like. Your move, Chief. Just be prepared for him to make a move that doesn't really serve anybody. But we'll keep our fingers crossed. Maybe he'll step up. We'll be right back. All right, it's time for a quick word about Delete Me. Do you feel like your digital footprints, your text messages, your emails, your maps in your car are starting to feel more like digital trails, leading bad guys right back to you? Right now, scammers are using phishing attacks, that's phishing with a PH, and they try to trick you into giving them something like your information by pretending to know you. You might get an email, a text, or a phone call, and the person or the AI bot on the other end sounds like someone who's looking out for you and trying to help you out, but they're not. With all of these new technological advancements coming at us a million miles an hour, no one is really safe. So what are we supposed to do? We can start controlling what we can. We can learn how to be careful online and offline, and we can all sign up with Delete Me. I use and recommend Delete Me because they work in the background to reduce my online presence. I don't have to worry about creepy data brokers having my data and trying to sell it behind my back. Delete Me has reviewed tens of thousands of sites for me, and when they've found stuff, they've removed data from hundreds of the sites, which has saved me countless hours and a ton of stress. Stop phishing attacks, harassment, and other online threats before they even start, and take control of your digital privacy with Delete Me. Go to joindeleteme.com/Delony today for 20% off your annual plan. That comes out to less than $9 a month. That's joindeleteme.com/Delony. Let's go out to Philadelphia, where we were born and raised, playgrounds where Kelly spent most of her days. You're not a basketball player, though, are you? That was a funny joke. I was just being funny.
No, I'm not.
No.
I did used to like to go to the playground when I was little.
In Philly? You got one little fight and your mom got mad?
Yeah. Just sent me to live with my uncle in Bel Air, which I don't have.
Let's go to Emily. What's up, Emily?
Hey, how's it going? Happy to be here.
We're doing great. Thanks for calling in. So what's going on in your world?
Yeah, so thanks again. I've just been processing what happened to me like a couple months ago, and for some reason it's still on my mind, so hoping you guys can hear me out and give me some thoughtful advice. But basically, I'm just trying to figure out how to deal with some hurtful comments from my boyfriend's inner circle as it pertains to my self-confidence and self-image, and how do I move past that?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, so I can just provide some context. So we've been going together pretty quickly. So we got together 3 years ago, and we're living together now, and everything up until this point has been really great. But
that is so not quickly, Emily. That's forever.
No, really?
3 years?
God. Yeah, it feels like it's been so quick.
What's he waiting for?
Trust me, I don't even know. And I think this situation might have something to do with it. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. So he had this really tight inner circle before we started moving in together. And then once we moved in, they kind of just dropped off. They don't really come by as much anymore. And I have asked him about it just because it has obviously been on my mind. Hey, why don't your friends come by? Your family doesn't come by that much, etc. And I had to really grill it out of him, but he said that they make jokes about how I look and basically my parents, and I think it made him uncomfortable. And so that's drawn a wedge between their relationship. And so some of the stuff that they said, they come from his father and his friend he's had for 13 years. And it's all about my weight. The first thing his dad said, and this is what stuck to me, was when I guess my partner showed him pictures of me, was oh, I didn't know you were into fat girls. And then and then his friend would say stuff she's definitely got an extra push in for the cushion. I didn't realize this was the type of person you're into. And he's been withholding that information. I literally had to pry it out of him because up until this point, no one has come by. And I think he's just trying to protect himself and protect me. But
can I reframe this for you?
Yeah.
I don't think that every idiotic thing that his dad says or every idiotic thing that his buddies say needs to just be on a pipeline right to you.
Yeah.
I do like that he drew some pretty firm boundaries and said, I choose her. And if y'all are going to be disrespectful, then y'all are out.
Yeah.
And so I want you to reframe this. I get that, man, that changes everything for you.
Yeah.
But I want you to, let me say it this way. The perfect world that you wanted, which is he's going to keep his inner circle of friends. We're going to be one big happy friend family. And then I'm going to be really close to his parents. And it's going to be this beautiful picture. That picture's over. But I want you to see the other side of it, which is he chose you. He chose you.
I feel like really bad though, and like really guilty. Like I've been extra, like it.
Why would you take that on? He hasn't put that on you. You went into his backpack. There was nothing in there, so you went in the backyard and you put bricks in your own backpack. Why would you do that?
Well,
those guys suck. They're not good men.
Yeah.
They disparaged him in front of his face. They disparaged the woman that he is probably going to spend the rest of his life with. And he said, I'm out.
Do I have a reason to like question who he was when I wasn't in the picture, or should I just say this is like a sign of a good man?
You can say whatever you want. I know I'm a radically different guy than I was.
Yeah.
And I know, I think I've told this on the show, but I had a list that I made when I was 18 years old at the very wrong-headed advice of a mentor. And it was the 10 things that would be non-negotiables for the person I spend the rest of my life with. I'm coming on 26 years with the same person, including marriage and dating. She had 2 of the 10. And one of them was be a pretty woman. Like she had one characteristic.
Yeah.
Right? And so, no. I would hope he would change. I would hope that he has a really like firm belief about a political thing. And then he meets somebody who shows him a different side, a different way to interpret, a different way to see something, and he changes his mind. And so maybe he was a knuckleheaded man and said, beauty is only in this category, only looks like this. And then he met somebody else. And he was like, oh my gosh, I was wrong. Beauty is way different than I had pegged it. Maybe.
I told him I wasn't like upset about, because I know he felt awkward to say it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm not upset. I'm not triggered. Like, it's their opinion. It doesn't matter. But like internally, right? Like, it's like I've worked so hard to get past these thoughts of feeling like, oh, I'm not worthy because of my size. And it's just like those comments brought me right back to where I started. And I don't want to let him, I don't want to let him know that I'm like upset, but it's like, they're ruminating in my head,
So flip it around. You're frustrated at him for quote unquote keeping this from you.
A little bit, but
I know, but you're doing the same thing back to him. Don't do that.
Okay.
Because here's the deal. He can feel your tension.
Yeah.
He can feel you look over his shoulder to see who's texting, to see if it's his dad or if it's this other long-term buddy of his.
Yeah.
He can feel you when you're like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? He's like, no, I'm just going to hang out with you. And you're like, oh, man. He can feel it. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to blame himself.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And it's like, I don't know if they know that I know. So it's like when I see them, there's this like unspoken tension, and I don't know how to get past that either.
You go right through it.
I don't bring it up that I know.
Do what?
I don't bring it up that I know. I just try to stay strong and not let it get to me.
Why? That's a facade. It got to you.
Yeah.
Don't be a person who lacks integrity. And in integrity, the root is integer. It means whole. Don't become part of yourself around other people.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe for some people, like for me, that's making a joke. I had bad acne in high school, and so I would make a joke when I hear people were making fun of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where were you last night? I was like, well, my zits were too crazy. And they would kind of go, oh gosh, right? That's the way I would handle it. Some people say, I just don't want to be around you. Some people say, probably it was their weird, awkward way of trying to connect with him and say something funny that was kind of mean but kind of funny, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember a buddy of mine got like a really, really nice car, and several of us stood out around the car, and we just were like, man, I never would have bought that car. That's embarrassing for you, but good for you, man. Like, and it was us being awkward and us trying to be funny, and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I know a human's not a car, and I know the sensitivities and the joke. I get that.
Yeah, I have I'm overthinking too, because now it's like, as soon as he said that, like, maybe this is just me ruminating, but like the pictures on the social media, like he doesn't post them anymore. Like I feel like I'm not crazy, but I feel like something changed, and I don't know what it is. Like, it's like, since they said that, it's like, I feel like he might not be as like wanting to show me off. Like, I feel like those comments maybe also be getting to him. And I'm trying to avoid that. Like, really, I'm trying not to, And
I'm gonna tell you, avoidance is gonna melt this relationship from the inside out.
But what do I don't know if I like bring it up and say, hey, these actually do bother me. I'm still thinking about it. Like,
yes.
A couple weeks later, it's
yes.
not going away. And
Yes. You sit down with him and say, hey, I love you. You're my guy. And I've been keeping a secret from you. In all of this conversation, you use the word I. Because just on its merits, I think what he did was pretty dang noble. He picked you.
Yeah.
And I think you saying, for some reason, I have guilt in my soul that you don't have these relationships anymore, or they've gotten real thin, and you chose me. And I'm really grateful that you chose me, but that was your guy, that was your dad. And I spun back out. But here's the thing. Can I ask you a real hard question that's going to get me a lot of mean stuff on the internet?
Yeah. No, not really.
No. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is it about what they said that has hit home with you? Take him out of the picture. Have you wrestled with your weight your whole life?
My whole life.
Okay. Because a lot of times the thing that we're the most self-conscious of, the thing that we have gone to war with our whole life, we wear a pair of glasses. And that's all we see in the world. And that's all we go looking for. So when somebody makes one comment, one joke, we were waiting for it because it justifies our belief in ourselves.
Yeah. Like the unworthiness.
That's right. And so you don't believe you're worthy of even being in this relationship, of having a guy that's going to dedicate 3 years to you, of being married to anybody.
Yeah.
And so you go through every second of every minute of every day looking for somebody to say a thing that justifies the way you feel about yourself.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. How do I stop that?
You have to decide, because you're looking for external validation.
Okay.
And you're looking for external critique. You have to decide from the inside out. And can I tell you something that is very not PC and very not cool to say?
Yeah.
You have to get to the bottom of why you don't love yourself. And you have to get to the bottom of, if your weight is something, your health is something you want to deal with, why has it been so hard to deal with?
Like, this just brings me back to, like, my mom, like, would criticize me and say, you don't need to eat that.
That's
like,
right.
Yeah.
And so you have, here's the way I heard the great Terry Real give some wisdom to a client one time, and I'll pass it along to you. You have a picture of your mom?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to take a small picture of your mom. I want you to print it out or put it right there on your phone. And every time you're about to go out with your boyfriend and you're standing in front of the mirror and you just want to disappear because you don't like how you look,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to pull that picture out, and I want you to look at it, and I want you to talk directly to your mom. And I want you to say, hey, Mom, I'm about to have less fun with a man who says he loves me because I'm going to choose to believe you and the hate you spewed my whole childhood over him. Thanks, Mom. I choose you today. And you're going to feel ridiculous when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you're going to have to say out loud what Mom said to me and did was wrong and it hurt. And I refuse to carry that into future relationships.
Mm-hmm. That's really hard.
I know it is because it protects
really
you.
Hard.
It protects you. That anger and that rage and those pair of glasses. Who's about to hurt me? Who's about to hurt me? Because the one woman that was supposed to love all of you didn't. And by the way, she probably was trying. She just did it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay.
Too old for this stuff.
No. This stuff, I've talked to 70-year-olds who are still struggling with body dysmorphia. It's not.
Oh, my God.
But listen.
It doesn't go away.
It doesn't. No, you got to go through it, sister. But listen to me. In the late 90s, like, skinny was healthy. That was what everyone was told.
Yeah.
And the only way to be seen as loved back in the late 90s was to be thin. That's what we were all told. And so in a weird, awkward, not healthy way, your mom probably tried.
Yeah.
And she hurt you. Maybe she was evil. Maybe, I don't know. But all I'm telling you now is at 30, still carrying all this around, still letting her speak into your life, still letting one of your boyfriend's old bros speak into the woman who's looking in the mirror. I was going to tell you, man, set that crap down. They don't get a vote.
Yeah.
And if you are not happy with your aesthetic, if you, underneath the aesthetic, are not happy with your health, if you truly have challenges with your weight, then I want you to say, I am worth getting to the bottom of these challenges. And not just scrolling Instagram and not just finding online diets, but actually get some help and care. Both of those things are true.
Yeah, you're so right. And it's crazy because I do feel like I have grown a lot since, my childhood being bullied and stuff, but like those comments just brought me right back to where I started.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And
does that ever stop?
When you decide. And here's what's crazy. Okay, I'm going to give you a scenario that's way outside of what's happening here, just so you can experience it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing that can happen to a parent in the world is for a parent to lose a child. Right? It's not the way it's supposed to be. Children are supposed to bury their parents, not the other way around. A very common thing that happens is, especially in any situation, is what I call a lightning bolt will pop into the mind of a parent after the funeral of their child in a casket, of their child in a funeral home. And that's their body's way of trying to keep the parent safe moving forward. To remember the worst thing that ever happened so that we can all stay safe. It's built into us. But when that lightning bolt comes into a parent's head, when that picture snaps into their head, they are faced with an instantaneous choice. Do I want to meditate on the worst moment of my life? Or do I want to immediately say nope and switch to a photo in my head, a movie that's going to play in my mind that I have ready to rock and roll of my kid driving his big wheel around and us laughing? Or like the other night when my daughter was trying to figure out how high she could pull my eyelids up and we were laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. I get to pick which one of those things I meditate on. Mm-hmm. And so are you overweight?
Not really.
Okay.
But kind of like my BMI is, but like I lift, like I'm a weightlifter.
Yeah, my BMI is all jacked up too. And that guy had to turn the stress test off on me the other day. He's like, you just got the highest stress test in my office ever. Now, my doctor worked mostly with geriatrics, so I kind of cheated, but you know what I mean? So here's the deal. You know the truth.
Yeah.
But as Brene Brown says, if you go looking for places in the world where you don't belong, 100% you're going to find them.
Oh my God.
Okay? So I'm going to ask you, turn the radar off. Turn it off.
Yeah.
It's not serving you anymore. And when somebody makes a comment, when you feel like this shirt's too small, I don't look good in these shorts anymore, I just saw my boyfriend and he saw me in short shorts and he glanced away real fast. It must be because, fill in the blank, whatever story you're going to make up. You have a choice in that moment.
Okay.
Am I going to meditate on, I've always been gross. I look at this, look at my butt, look at my cellulite. Look, I'm just trying to come up with the most egregious stuff, right? I'm going to just go down that rabbit hole, or I'm going to instantly insert that photo in my mind the first time I turned a corner and I caught him looking at me and he couldn't breathe. And you know you've had those moments too. Right?
Yeah.
You get to pick what you meditate on.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And if somebody says something that is crude and disgusting and disturbing, and he just blows by it, that's probably not the guy for you.
Yeah.
If a man is willing to cut ties with a 13-year friendship because you're not going to talk about my future wife that way, that's a guy I'm probably gonna consider building a house with.
Really?
Yes.
So his response was good. It's just not nice comments all around that I'm just meditating on.
I think you're looking for a reason to end this relationship because you want to be justified in your discomfort and the vulnerability of moving forward and making a relationship with somebody that you can't believe loves you more than you love yourself.
Right. That's exactly it. You're getting me to cry.
Then stop.
That's exactly it. Like, it's like I don't feel like I deserve someone like that.
Okay.
You know?
I think you do. You a good person, Emily?
I think so.
Nope. Are you a good person?
Yeah. Yeah. I care a lot about things. I care really deeply.
Do you treat people
why
well?
I'm so upset. Yeah.
Do you tip well?
Oh, yeah. I was a server my whole life.
There you go. Whenever you're walking out of your office building and you see the custodian, are you kind to them?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Okay. You treat your boyfriend really well?
Yeah. He's like my best friend.
Well, that's just weird. But do you love him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do you love well?
I think so. I mean, sometimes I fight, but...
Well, we all do. I want you to honor Emily as much as you honor the custodian as you walk out the building. And I want you to love Emily as much as you love the people that work for you in your office building.
Okay.
And this means you're going to have to start a new relationship with Emily that is based not on the stories we're told as kids start to become our experiences, and over time they become the stories we tell ourselves. We just tell them in our own voice. So mom says, "Hey, honey, quit eating that. Hey, honey, go change that shirt. It's too tight. You want that boy to think you're cute, right? Yeah. That becomes the voice that you tell yourself the stories in.
Okay.
And that sucks, but here's what's awesome about it. You get to tell yourself new stories if you want to.
Okay.
And it's scary.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a real honest question?
Yeah.
Are you beautiful?
No, I don't think so. I think sometimes, like...
Emily, do you think you're beautiful?
Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Well, don't say it just for me. Does he think you're beautiful?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think myself, like, I don't feel that way about myself. Like, there's a lot I feel like I could be doing better.
Okay. I want you to explore that and probably need to go talk to somebody. And for whatever it's worth, I've struggled with body image my entire life, and I talk to a couple different people right now. Okay? It's tough. It'll haunt you. But I want you to care for Emily as much as you care for everybody else. Because at the end of the day, you can't get what you don't have. And your cup's pretty empty. And you're just running around your life exhausted looking for reasons why the cup is empty. And they can't fill it up from the outside. It'll never get filled up from the outside. And in a weird way, it shouldn't be able to be drained from the outside either. I want you to write 35-year-old Emily a letter tonight, all by yourself. And I want you to start the letter with, "Dear Beautiful. Here's the things I started to do when I was 30, the work I started to do to fall in love with Emily, for the first time. So that we could give and accept and anchor into love that was bigger than us. If you don't hear anything else, Emily, you're worth being loved, and you're worth being loved really, really well. And don't keep secrets. Sit down with your boyfriend. Tell him that you're hurting. Tell him that the whole thing feels weird. And then believe him if he says, hey, I chose you. Because I want you to choose you too. Thanks for the call, sister. We'll be right back. Hey, what up? It's Delony for Hallow, the #1 prayer app in the world. We're all juggling work, family, chaos across the world, and a million other things. And all this madness, we often forget to pause and reflect. Creating peace in our life doesn't just happen. We have to be intentional. We have to choose it where we can. We have to make space for it. And for me, and for millions of people across the world, this is where Hallow comes in. Hallow provides you an amazing opportunity to slow down and reconnect with your spiritual life, those things that matter most. And one of the best features on Hallow is the Daily Reflections with Jeff Cavins, because he helps you connect scripture to real-life joys and real-life challenges. Or if you're struggling with anxiety or feeling overwhelmed, Hallow offers mental health meditations and prayers that I have personally found useful. From healing emotional wounds to establishing healthy habits, these guided prayers and meditations give you words of comfort and longing when you're all out of things to say. If you're ready to find some peace in all of this chaos and some purpose in your day, check out Hallow. Right now, when you sign up at hallow.com/Delony, you get 3 months for free. Go to Hallow, HALLOW.com/Delony for 3 months for free. All right, let's go out to Santa Fe, New Mexico, one of my favorite places in the United States, and talk to Kaylee. Hey, Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. What's going on in your world?
Well, my question that I wrote in is, how can I overcome my overwhelming loneliness as a single mom of 2 to be more present and engaged as a parent?
Ugh. Tell me about it. That's so hard. It's so hard. My goodness, so hard. Tell me about it.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Tell me about it.
I feel really bad for even saying that because my kids are my world, but I'm so lonely all the time. And I was so overwhelmed with just the noise and the chaos of 2 kids who are 8 and under. And I've tried breathing. I've tried meditating. I work out every day. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm kind of at a loss.
Those are Band-Aids over bullet holes, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about this lonely. When did Dad leave?
My dad died 3 years ago, but he was pretty bad with alcohol as a kid. And I went through a lot of stuff with him, and I didn't really get an apology or anything like that. And he was a good guy outside of that, but it really affected me, and my family doesn't allow me to speak that. They're like, no, he's a good guy. Like, just brush over it. And I don't know.
What about your kid's father?
That was a really bad situation.
Tell me about it.
After my dad died, he got worse. He didn't hit me, but he did other things. Okay. And it got to the point where I was sleeping with my pistol next to my bed and a knife under my pillow because I didn't know what was going to happen.
Okay.
And all anybody could tell me was, you have to keep it together for the kids. You have to make it work. You have to figure it out. And then when I did decide I was going to leave, it was pretty much on me to figure out where I was going, what I was doing, how I was going to do it.
Where's Mom?
She's around, but not really.
She's a theater director, right? She manages the image.
More like a dictator.
Yeah, she manages the appearance of everything.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
Instead of being like the helpful person I need, she's always criticizing. Like even now, it's just criticism. You could be doing this. You could be doing that.
Okay. Ooh, man. You have any girlfriends? You have any friends?
I have one pretty good friend. She knows a lot about what's going on in my life, and I try not to stress her out because she's got a lot going on in her life too. But sometimes we'll get together and just swap stories. And
so there's only one way forward for you, and it's not going to be pleasant, okay? And here's why it's not going to be pleasant. Because you've been burned at every single stage of your life.
yeah, it's really hard for me to trust people.
I know. You've been lonely your whole life. And lonely is not just this existential thing you think about. Loneliness is in your nervous system. Your body has known it's on its own for your entire life. And how that plays out is you have a friend who would probably love more than anything in the world, especially as she's going through her challenges, to have a purpose and to be able to give somebody else some peace. And you won't even let her do that because you think you're a burden.
Yeah.
And so when I tell you what comes next for you is going to be really uncomfortable, it's going to be because you have to say out loud to other people, I need help, and I want you to come over and have nachos with me.
Okay.
And I know that sentiment has got you hurt in the past. And I don't want you to have any relationship with anybody who told you to stay with a man that you had to have weapons on you so you could sleep at night. Those people have opted out of your life. They're insane. Okay?
Okay.
For whoever these people were, they preferred to keep their picture stable over you being safe. There's a period at the end of that sentence.
Okay.
But loneliness
and
can't...
To be fair, I didn't explain like the severity of everything because I wasn't really allowed to. It's your marriage between you and him. Figure it out.
I know.
And that's part of the other problem.
I know. And you also grew up in a home where if you actually spoke your needs out loud, it cost you something, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It cost me a lot all the time.
That's right. So loneliness is healed not by being surrounded by people. I have been dreadfully lonely in a crowded room before.
Yeah.
I've been lonely surrounded by my kids before. You're not crazy, okay, Kaylee? You're a good mom.
Okay. Thank you.
And by the way, their job isn't to prop you up. They can't be your whole world. You know why? They can't carry that. It's too heavy. They're kids.
Yeah. And I try to not put it on them.
I know you
I
do.
really do.
I know. But you can't try to not put it on them. You have to intentionally take it off. Meaning,
okay,
the greatest thing you can do for your kids is have Monday nights where your friend comes over and y'all bring whatever crap's left in your fridge and y'all eat it together. And the kids know mom's having grown-up time. Y'all are on your own. Go play. That is a great gift to your kids because they get to exhale because they're not responsible for mom's joy and happiness. Another adult's picking that up.
Yeah.
And then they feel your shoulders drop, and finally it gives them permission to drop their shoulders. And that's how family trees are changed.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to change everything.
I know, but you're trying to change everything at this big, huge. You're trying to change your family tree at the fruit and leaf level. I want you to change it at the roots. And it's way less complicated. It's nutrients and water.
Okay.
Do you go to church?
That's another shaky subject for me.
Okay, fine.
Part of how it was done, like how everything was handled, was because of the religion. So I have a love-hate thing for it.
Have a love-hate with that particular group of people.
Okay.
Go find another box where you can go and people will wrap their arms around you. Because that exists too. It's both and.
Okay.
There's some very sick churches, and there's some pretty extraordinary churches. Both are true. Same as there's good doctors. Same as I've learned the hard way, there's good tattoo artists and really bad tattoo artists, right?
I've learned that too.
There you go. It's both and.
Okay.
But that's a good way to have a built-in group of people. And if you go back to the Bible, it's they're supposed to be hospitals. They're not supposed to be beauty contests.
Yeah.
But I want you to have your friend, and I want you to say, hey, for the next 6 months, we're going to meet. You're coming over every week, or I'm coming over to your house every week. And it's not to commiserate. It's just to be with. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's going to feel like you're, quote unquote, not doing anything, but you're letting your nervous system rest for the first time in 30 years.
Yeah. And I'm always in fight or flight. And
I know.
My siblings think it's hilarious, and they mess with me all the time. And it's to the point where, like, I will literally knock someone out if it has anything to do with my kids. And they think it's so funny. They tell me, calm down, just relax. I'm like, you don't understand the depth of this. I will do insane things for my kids. It's not funny. It's not a joke. And I try to explain it, but they don't get it.
Well, make a choice to not do insane things too.
Yeah.
Because that's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
Yeah. So here's your homework assignment.
Okay.
I want you to invite your friend over, but you have to leave out something intentionally. Like a basket of laundry, some dishes in the sink. You can't turn friendship into a performance. You've been performing for loved ones your whole life. That's over.
Yeah.
Because your body knows it's not connection. Your body knows it's a show. It's a job interview. We're done with that. And I want you to tell your friend to bring over whatever half-drunk bottle of wine or 2-liter bottle of Sprite or whatever meal they've got left over and bring it over. We're going to cook it up. We're just going to hang. And then when she comes over, I want you to say, I need this every week. And by the way, I have text messages in my phone from really successful men that say, I need this. Every Friday before breakfast, every Saturday morning for whatever. And I say, I'm in. Because I need it to. Okay? But you have to.
I can do that.
Here's the key to solving loneliness. Looking at another person or a group of people and saying, this is all of me. Do you still love me?
That's really scary.
I know it is. Because it's got you burned in the past.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Are you in?
I'm in.
Okay. The greatest gift you can give your kids is an emotionally regulated, well mom.
Yeah.
And that means you're going to not go to every single thing all the time. And that means you're going to have your every Monday night thing, and they may not get to go to a play date or a friend thing or a school thing because this is my Monday night thing. And they're going to go, are you kidding me, Mom? You're the worst. You always do this every Monday. And you're going to go, yep, because it's important to me. And what you're going to give them over the course of their rest of their childhood, and you got a decade with the older one left. That's a long time.
Yeah.
What you're going to give them is an innate understanding that the world doesn't revolve around them, that they weren't responsible for Mom's happiness and thus responsible for her sadness. They didn't have the burden of having to choose, what do you guys want to eat for dinner tonight? They didn't have to choose, what do y'all want to do tonight? And they get to exhale, because that's so much for a kid to carry.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
You're worth having friends, Kaylee.
Thank you.
And those little kids are worth their mama. Having some great, great girlfriends.
Yeah, I'm trying to earn that with them.
No, you don't need to earn it. You're their mom. You just get it.
Okay.
Stop trying to earn the closest people's love. You've been trying to earn it your whole life, and you found out from your dad you can never get it.
No.
If you got to
He told
earn
me
it from
one
mom and
time.
dad, you're never going to get it. They're going to move the finish line on you every time, and then they're going to die.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that to him.
There you go. I ain't earning nothing from you. I'm your mom. I love you, and you love me.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Go make friends. Go first. Go be awkward. Invite people over, and they're going to say no, and you're going to have that whole shame cycle spin up again. Whew, exhale, and then get on the phone and call somebody else. Text somebody else. Be weird. Go first. Have them over.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll do that at my college classes. I'll try to find some older kids that go to school.
Hang out. My mom went back to school. She had started hanging out with younger kids. It was hilarious.
It's so awkward.
It's so awkward. But you know what they really need? They need the wisdom and experience, not of TikTok, but of a woman who's been to hell and back.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
together, y'all can exhale a little bit together. Be awesome. Yes, it's awkward. Yes, it's weird. And yes, it's as necessary as breathing. You got to have other people. Thank you so much for the call. And thanks for making a choice like to take one tiny little step in the direction of healing and being well. It's amazing. Pretty cool. We'll be right back. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. All right, everyone is talking about therapy these days, and I often hear folks tell me privately, I don't think I've had any major traumas in my life. This is super important. Therapy is not just for people dealing with major traumas. It can be for that, but it's also a valuable tool for anyone looking to improve their mental and emotional well-being. I see a therapist for both the big challenges from my past and to help me navigate the day-to-day challenges that pop up as a husband, as a dad, as a community member. And honestly, many of you should try therapy too. And if you're thinking about trying therapy, contact my friends at BetterHelp. BetterHelp is 100% online, so it's affordable and convenient for your schedule. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. They also have over 10 years of experience matching people with just the right therapist for them. To get started, you just fill out a short online survey to get matched with a licensed therapist. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time, easily, and for no extra cost. Listen, talk it out with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Delony to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Delony. All right, welcome back, Kelly. I caught you putting on your lipstick before the camera came on. You look great. Beautiful. What's up?
We have a cool crap that happened.
What happened?
All right, this is from Stephanie. She said, I wanted to send you a quick note of thanks. You said something on one of your shows that opened up a conversation between my partner and I that changed everything. How do I want my home to feel when I come home?
Oh, yeah, that's a big
That
one.
inspired a conversation between he and I where I was really honest, emotional, and it was kind of profound. It lifted a weight off my shoulders that I now realize I had been carrying for a very, very long time. Thank you. I'm very grateful for that insight.
Very cool. And I'm grateful that she had the courage to sit down and have that conversation. That's a scary one. That's a scary one. Good on her. Kelly, what do you want this show work environment to feel like?
We don't have time.
What do you mean? All right, that's enough of you. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us for another episode. I wish you guys the best. Be kind to each other. Be kind. You're worth being loved. See ya.